I'm gonna beat his ass if y'all talking. Y'all better be quiet.
Tank Davis is all set to return to the ring, and the talk around his next fight has got everyone talking. The lightweight champion of the WBA will fight Lamont Roach Jr. in a fight that has already caused a lot of trouble. Roach seems very sure of himself, but let's be honest, he could be walking right into trouble.
Rematch clause, people, so get ready for 2 fights. But, yes, and after I beat him the second time, I probably would ask the WBA to let me go up to 140 and fight.
Vasily Lomachenko, who is one of the best fighters of this age in terms of technical skill, pulled out of unification talks with Davis, which led to this fight. Because Lomachenko has taken the rest of 2024 off, there's more talk that he will stop in 2025. This meant that Davis's team had to find a new opponent, and they quickly chose 2 names. To people, Jose Rio Valenzuela and Lamont Roach Jr. Gervonta Davis, from Baltimore, is one of the best fighters in the world pound for pound. He is 30-0 and has 28 knockouts, making him unbeaten. He has picked out opponents from the super featherweight division because he is so good at the lightweight division. Lamont Roach, the current WBA junior lightweight title holder, got permission to move up in weight to challenge Davis.
I don't know Lamont Roach, but when you look at Shakur Stevenson, when you're looking at these other fights that he should really be fighting, he don't want to do them fights. He wants to retire.
Yeah.
So don't come and but don't come at me.
But a lot of Tank fans think this is just another move he's making to protect his perfect record. Some doubters say that Roach isn't really a threat to Davis, even though he has won 6 straight games. After all, his most famous win, a razor-thin split decision against Hector Garcia, didn't exactly scream dominance. Still, Roach has been vocal about his opinion that he's not just another opponent for Davis to steamroll. On social media, Roach didn't hold back. He wrote, "You must think I'm one of them. _you fought. Or some LOL, cut it out." Maybe that's a bold statement, but Davis clapped back in true Tank form. "I tell you not to talk so much. It can be bad for you. You know that already, though." Davis shot back.
Announcement of the Gervonta Davis-Roach fight.
I think that, he's had a lot of criticism, but it's not a bad fight. Lamont Roach is a world champion. He's smaller than Gervonta Davis. The problem is not many people are aware of who he is or his ability. But he can fight. I don't think it's a huge fight, but not a terrible.
Let's face it, Roach has some nerve coming into Davis's world with that kind of energy. Tank's last fight against Frank Martin finished in a brutal knockout, a stark reminder of the power he brings to the ring. While Roach may have improved since his lone career loss to Jamal Herring in 2019, it's hard to imagine him handling the kind of pressure and explosiveness Davis brings. Interestingly, Roach didn't jump at the chance to fight Davis right away. During a press conference in Washington, D.C., he admitted he had other opportunities on the table before choosing to face Tank. When people ask, "Did I jump at this opportunity?" There were other opportunities available to me, which is why I didn't seize the opportunity instantly when it presented itself. Roach said, "But I'm a fighter, and I feel like I'm the best, so I'm going to show it."
They've spent time in camp together. He's been around Tank. He's seen Tank up close and personal, whether he's in the ring with them or not. That matters. When you know a guy's rhythm, when you know their speed, when you know what...
When asked why he finally chose this fight, Roach made it clear that the stakes were too good to pass up. "It's a whole lot of upside," he said. "When I win this underscore, it's going to flip all the way over. So for me personally, I set out to be a hero in this sport. I think this fight right here starts my famous run. That's what took it right there. Obviously, the money is nice. The money is really nice, and to be able to grow my brand, to be able to set my son up to not ever be afraid about anything." Roach might see this fight as a chance to cement his legacy, but does he truly understand what he's up against? Davis isn't just another winner, he's a phenomenon. The power, the speed, the killer instinct, Davis has it all. And while Roach has shown grit and drive, stepping into the ring with Tank is a whole different beast.
I'm not looking at Lamont the way that everybody else look at Lamont. Like, I know Lamont is a really good fighter. I'm not This ain't no Frank Martin. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
It's a real good fight.
Adding to the heat, Jose Rio Valenzuela, another possible opponent for Davis, won't be fighting until next year. Valenzuela's camp had initially voiced interest in a matchup, but a series of complications, including Isaac Cruz's ongoing plans for a rematch and Valenzuela's rumored fight with Gary Antoine Russell, took him out of the picture. This leaves Roach as the man standing in Davis's way, and he's not shying away from the attention. He's been open about his desire to make history and prove the doubters wrong. "I worked my ass off to get right here," Roach said. "So it's about time."
I think he actually took this fight for the naysayers and all the people talking shit about the fight. I think he actually took the fight because he know that I'm a dog. And, he want to prove his skills again.
But here's the thing. Confidence can only take you so far when you're facing someone like Tank. Even with 3 months to go before fight night, Roach is already talking about what a win would mean for his future. The trouble is Davis has heard this all before. Every opponent comes in with high hopes only to find themselves on the wrong end of a knockout highlight reel. There's also the question of Roach moving up in weight. While he's had success at junior lightweight, stepping into the lightweight division, especially against a puncher like Davis, is no small job. The added weight might give Roach more power, but it could also slow him down, making him an even easier target for Davis's lethal shots.
I say 9th round.
What?
I say 9th round.
You said 9?
Yeah.
What's your response to that, Lamont?
Look, he got scared. Look. He looked at night.
I'm telling him, you saying you going down in a night?
It's no secret that some fans view Davis's choice of Roach as a planned move. Critics argue that Tank has a habit of picking opponents who are unlikely to seriously challenge him, allowing him to pad his record while avoiding the more dangerous fighters in his division. But even if that's true, it doesn't change the fact that Davis has delivered electrifying performances time and time again. Oscar de la Hoya thinks Lamont Roach Jr. might just surprise the world and pull off the impossible against Gervonta Tank. Davis Roach might not have the power or the flashy record that makes fans sit up and take notice, but de la Hoya sees something in him that others are quick to overlook. For de la Hoya, it's about more than raw stats or past performances. It's about Roach's ability to adapt and think inside the ring, but is that enough to beat a force like Tank? Davis.
Cool. It's going to be a tough night for Roach, but you can never count him out. You know, watching him fight up close and personal, he's sneaky good, which means he can catch you at any time. He can land combinations sometimes at will without you even knowing it. You know, he's that sneaky. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting, but, you know.
Most people don't think so. Tank's record is perfect. 30 wins, 28 of them by knockout. His image as a relentless, hard-hitting finisher has made him one of the most feared fighters in boxing today. Roach, by contrast, doesn't seem to have the kind of punching power that would make Davis pause. His KO rate is low, and his most important wins have come through decisions rather than knockouts. Still, Oscar says that Roach's skill set isn't as basic as it looks. He's sneaky good, de la Hoya said, hinting that Roach might have the kind of subtle tactics that can catch even a top fighter like Tank off guard. The thing is, sneaky good only gets you so far against someone like Davis. Tank's experience and ability to adjust mid-fight have been tried against much tougher opponents than Roach. Critics say that Roach hasn't faced anyone near Tank's level.
Christmas wish list, 3 names that you want 2025.
I won't say.
All right. Who?
Even in his win against Hector Garcia last year, Roach struggled, barely escaping with a split decision victory. That kind of performance doesn't inspire much confidence going into a fight with one of boxing's pound-for-pound best, but de la Hoya is convinced Roach's path to victory isn't impossible. He's offered advice that sounds simple on the surface, but might be the only way Roach has a shot. Don't fight. Don't be scared. Have fun. Easy to say, right, but when you're facing someone like Tank, having fun is the last thing on your mind. Gervonta Davis isn't just a power puncher, he's a tactical predator in the ring, always looking for the opening to land a crushing blow. Roach would have to stay cool. Under pressure, a task most of Tank's past opponents have failed to achieve.
Just overall being something that he's not been in the ring with. I'm the total package, and honestly, sometimes I think he doubt himself. But I'm a competitor, and I feel like I'm the best. So I'm assured.
When he talks about you not bringing your family, what goes through your mind when you hear him say that?
Roach's game plan, as laid out by De La Hoya, would involve keeping Davis guessing, punching from unexpected angles, mixing up power shots with lighter combinations, and staying unpredictable. De La Hoya believes this approach could keep Tank off balance, forcing him to think instead of react. But even De La Hoya acknowledges that Roach has to be cautious. One wrong move, and it's lights out. Tank has the kind of power that can end a fight in an instant, and he's proven time and again that he knows how to use it.
It's gonna be a party on your floor. I'm gonna let y'all know something. His father was up here shaking on the what's the name? He was shaking on the
Thank everybody that played a part in it. My team, Roberto Diaz, Gary Jonas.
On my kids, he was shaking on this thing. On my kids, he was shaking. How you gonna say it's cap? And it gotta be. You gonna say it's cap? I'm watching them.
Still, De La Hoya sees a path for Roach. He referenced Tank's fight with Ryan Garcia, where Garcia managed to land a short left hook that had Davis holding on briefly. It was a rare moment where Tank looked vulnerable. If Roach can find a similar opening, De La Hoya believes he might just have a chance to score a knockout. That's a big if, though Garcia's power is on another level compared to Roach's, and expecting Roach to replicate that kind of moment might be asking too much.
You know, when they start talking, when the people who I fight, when they start talking, that's when y'all get dumb. I'm gonna beat his ass.
He can't do shit with.
For real. So y'all better.
There's also the matter of Tank's mindset. Many fans and analysts think Davis might be taking this fight lightly. After all, the general perception is that Roach is an easy win, a fighter with a padded record and no real knockout power. If Tank is underestimated, Roach that could play into Lamont's hands. Overconfidence has been the downfall of many great fighters in the past, and Roach could capitalize on any complacency from Davis. But let's not get carried away. Tank has built his career on staying sharp, focused, and ruthless. The idea that he would suddenly take his foot off the gas against Roach seems unlikely. Even if he's hearing the no's about this being a mismatch, Davis knows better than to let his guard down. He's been in this position before, expected to dominate, and he's always delivered.
We were. Did they accepted it? No, they didn't.
So what happened? Who denied the fight?
Who denied the fight? I guess they chose Lamont Roach.
I mean, listen.
De La Hoya's confidence in Roach might also be part of a larger strategy by hyping up Roach's chances. He's building a narrative that makes the fight more intriguing. If Roach can go a few games with Tank and make it competitive, it could open doors for him even in defeat. And if he somehow pulls off the upset, he becomes an overnight sensation. It's a win-win for Roach. Really, the only risk is getting totally dominated, which would reinforce the idea that he was never in Tank's league to begin with. Stakes are huge, and both fighters know it. For Tank, this is about maintaining his perfect record and showing he's still at the top of his game. For Roach, it's a chance to shock the world and elevate himself to a level no one thought possible. De La Hoya's trust in Roach might be genuine, or it might be wishful thinking. Either way, it adds an extra layer of intrigue to a fight that most people are already writing off as a foregone conclusion.
Christmas wish list. 3 names that you want 2025.
I won't say.
All right. Who?
The upcoming fight between WBA lightweight champion Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. on March 1st has been the subject of much talk and chatter. Tank himself stirred up debate earlier this week by posting a message on social media saying the fight was cancelled, but it appears that was just St. No's. Leonard Ellerb, former CEO of Mayweather Promotions and someone still in close touch with Tank, quickly clarified the situation, responding to inquiries with a confident CUNNY. This has convinced fans that the fight is still on, but the drama surrounding it has added fuel to the fire.
DC and Baltimore guys don't like each other. You know what I mean? So it was a DC guy that I got into it with.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So one of the older guys named Dana, he basically told me.
Tank's social media post caused misunderstanding, and fans were left in the dark about why he claimed the fight was cancelled. Some think it might have been a ploy to grab attention or stir interest in a fight that many have criticized as a mismatch. It's no secret that Roach, with a record of January 1st 25, isn't considered a top-tier opponent for Tank, who boasts a perfect record of 30. The perception among fans is that Tank continues to avoid the most challenging opponents in his division, which has hurt his image as a true contender ready to take on all comers.
My whole family is from DC. My whole family, like my entire family.
Don't bring them. Don't bring them.
For what?
Don't bring them. I'm telling you,
they
don't
gonna
bring
celebrate with me. Yeah,
Don't bring them.
It's gonna be a party on your floor.
I'm gonna let y'all know something. His father was up here shaking on the what's the name? He was shaking on the
Pops.
On my kids, he was shaking on this thing. On my kids, he was shaking.
Don't say, bro.
That's cap.
Tank's work, while impressive on paper, has been criticized for a lack of risk-taking. Since going pro in 2013, he is yet to face an opponent in a 50-50th matchup where he wasn't the clear favorite. This pattern has left some fans feeling frustrated and questioning whether Tank is deliberately avoiding the top dogs in the lightweight class like Devin Haney or Shocker Stevenson. To fight against Roach only adds to this narrative, with many viewing it as a step down in competition, and a fight Tank is almost assured to win. Roach, for his part, hasn't shied away from addressing the chance. He acknowledged that he didn't quickly jump at the chance to fight Tank when it was first offered. According to Roach, he had other opportunities on the table but eventually decided to take this fight because he sees himself as a competitor who thinks he's the best. "I'm a fighter, and I feel like I'm the best, so I'm going to show it," Roach said during a press meeting in Washington, D.C.
Chill out, like, nah.
Right. DC and Baltimore don't fuck with each other.
Yeah, they don't. One thing about it, the city gonna show up for you.
The events leading up to this matchup have been anything but straightforward. The Tank's team originally had their eyes on other possible opponents, including Valenzuela and Lomachenko. However, Lomachenko pulled out of negotiations for a unification bout, choosing to take the rest of the year off. Rumors suggest that Lomachenko may be considering retirement in 2025, which essentially took him off the table as an option. Valenzuela, another strong contender, was also unavailable as he chose to sit out the rest of 2024, possibly to focus on other opportunities. Interestingly, Valenzuela's situation was further complicated by the expectation that Isaac Cruz, the man he defeated for the WBA belt at 140 pounds in August 2024, would exercise his rematch clause. That didn't happen, and Cruz instead opted to face Angel Fierro on the February 1st undercard of David Benavidez versus David Morrell. Meanwhile, Valenzuela may now face Gary Antoine Russell on the March 1st undercard of Davis versus Roach. All these moving pieces left Tank's team with limited options, eventually leading them to Roach.
Fight, but I do think that the fight that he should have fought should have been the Edwin De Los Santos, but
Tank or Lamont?
Tank.
Okay.
While Roach's record may not scream top candidate, he sees this fight as his moment to shine. He's well aware of the criticism and doubts surrounding him but seems determined to use that as fuel. However, the truth is that Roach's resume lacks the kind of marquee wins that would make him a credible threat to someone like Tank. His most memorable fight to date was a loss to Jamal Herring in 2019, a fight in which he was outboxed over 12 rounds. Since then he has steadily built his record but hasn't met anyone near Tank caliber.
He obviously a superstar, but just because it's who he is, this don't change no program that I got going on. I'm here to win, I've been coming to win, and I think the same result will happen on December the 14th.
Tank's decision to take on Roach has raised questions about what's happening behind the scenes. Some think it could be a money issue with Tank possibly demanding a higher purse for this fight given that Roach isn't a high-profile opponent. The financial stakes may not be as high as Tank is used to. This could explain his frustration and why he lashed out on social media, saying the fight was cancelled. However, without compare information from Premier Boxing Champions or Tank's team, this stays pure speculation. Despite the criticism, Tank's team seems confident in the fight's appeal, at least from their viewpoint. Roach, while not a household name, brings a bit of unpredictability to the matchup. He's a fighter who, according to his own words, thrives on competition and believes in his ability to rise to the situation. Whether that confidence translates into success against a powerhouse like Tank remains to be seen.
Boxer. But everybody be talking shit to Gervonta, it don't be coming out good for them, my nigga.
The fight also shows the ongoing challenges in matchmaking within the sport with so many moving parts from rematch clauses to fighters taking time off putting together a marquee fight is no small task. Tank's team likely sees is as a stay busy fight, one that allows him to keep his momentum going while waiting for bigger opportunities to materialize. However, for fans, is another example of a missed opportunity to see Tank in a truly competitive bout against one of the division's elite. As the fight date approaches, the spotlight will undoubtedly be on Tank to deliver a performance that silences his critics. For Roach, this is the chance of a lifetime. A win over Tank would catapult him into the spotlight and establish him as a legitimate force in the division. It would also be one of the biggest upsets in recent boxing history, on par with shocking moments like James Buster Douglas defeating Mike Tyson in 1990.
Roach would never hang if they could meet at a fucking catch weight. Shit. Don't sleep on Roach.
Right.
Hell yeah. That left hooker put Haney down. My opinion. My opinion. You know?
Why you think?
For now, fans can only guess about what might happen on March 1st. Will Tank show once again why he's considered one of the best punchers in the sport, or will Roach shock the world then pull off the upset? One thing is certain, all eyes will be on New York when he's to step into the ring. But what's your view on the fight? Share your ideas below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates.